The inception of a good circuit only requires that a loop is broken. This broken loop is where the two ends are separated. This is the place where contact can happen. The circuit requires action to contact and become live. While the circuit is broken, it is in a null state where the universe is stable both inside and around it. There is a peacefulness to the broken circuit in its original state. The action of connecting male and female, positive and negative, is completed by this action. The circuit draws all the energy that surrounds it and then closes it into form. Being that the energy is connected to the infinite energy of the universe, this closing action has violence that separates it from the outside to be self-contained within its limited circuit's life. When closed, it forms a continuous loop of its own definition and behaviour within time and space. Remember, the closing circuit always forms and begins with a spark. Such is the violence of separation from the infinite. In a good circuit, there is a staple of three main components best described as beginning, middle, and end. Like a story or fable, its design is individual, bespoke, and personal to the circuit's creator. In this good circuit that keeps its individual work going, there are a few things required, usually inbuilt, to the primacy of the circuit. First, it needs resistance. So a resistor is inserted into the circuit to limit it so it does not burn all the energy out too quickly. Next, there is a limit of threshold of capacity to which the circuit can handle, and thus let the energy through to maintain a consistent flow. The element in the circuit is called capacitance, so therefore a capacitor is put into the workings of the circuit. Then it requires a way of redirecting the energy in case the threshold is breached. This is necessary to divert energy into an alternative path to avoid the circuit blowing up. So, to redirect the energy, there is the additional component of a transistor inbuilt to this requirement. This transistor has three options of direction, like a T intersection along the circuit loop. The first being positive direction, the second is negative, the third is positive. The negative path of the transistor is the change of direction when the polarity in the transistor is triggered to switch the flow to a new path. There are a few more additions to the circuit which comes in situ in form to its behaviour as it separates from the universe, while simultaneously containing a part of the universe within it. In order for a circuit to work with other circuits, it needs a photodiode that triggers the optimum timing for the circuit to turn on when the sun rises and then off when the sun sets. Visually, a good circuit comes with obligatory light-emitting diodes put on either side of all the components. These two lights merely show that the circuit is on or off, awake or asleep. Yet it is still flowing with current either awake or asleep, enabling it to be turned on at any time. The last and final thing that is needed is a feed of diminishing electrical current from an artificial source. Although the universe is full of current-free energy that is harnessed into the circuit at inception, the demands of modern good circuits require a carbon-based battery using acid to produce a reaction of charge that runs the circuit regardless of sun or lack thereof. Once the circuit has formed properly, it will have to behave on the laws of surrounding good circuitry, but not exclusively. The circuit is expected to work in unison with the other surrounding circuits. It is seen as mutually beneficial to the motherboard that holds all circuits in linear, organised fashion. However, some rebellious circuits require earthing to discharge a build-up of static current. This earthing current is leaked into a neutral place outside the circuit motherboard. Otherwise, a build-up causes the circuit to behave dysfunctionally, and the energy will reflect back onto the other circuits, halving their efficiency on the motherboard. When the earth overload of energy dissipates back into the universe to be harnessed by another closing circuit when required in time and space.